Alrighty, welcome back to another Wednesday Wicking video, and today we have chicken tandoori, an Indian dish that we are doing from an Adam Ragusea video, and I would say right off the bat, make this. I highly suggest it. It's super easy, as you can see. We only have a few ingredients, and they may be a little hard to find depending on where you are, but I had to pay a little bit for the spices, and then the chicken was the main cost, and we got a whole bunch of it. And in the video he uses drumsticks, but I'm using thighs, and I think the thighs worked even better because they were super easy. You don't have to deal with bones or anything if you want to make chicken tikka masala afterwards. So you just end up scoring the chicken to start off, and I had about 6.5 pounds here, so I had a pretty hefty amount, and I knew I wanted to have leftovers. So you just score everything, you eat your lemon. I did a little preemptively. I don't think this matters a ton. You get your lemon on there, you salt stuff, you mix stuff, you get your red chili powder, you mix that all together. And I mix everything individually after I put each different seasoning on just to get a well coating. He doesn't really give exact measurements, he does in the description, but I just did everything until it seemed well coated. And then we have our masala seasoning going on, our garlic paste going in. I'm just getting my hands all crazy in this stuff, but I just want to make sure it's thoroughly incorporated. And your yogurt on there, and you can go crazy on the food dye if you want to really get that red, not necessarily, but it makes it look cool. And then you get that all mixed together, squirt, squirt, squirt that red food coloring in. And once you get everything incorporated, I let this sit for like 3 hours or so, just because I wanted to get the dinner as kind of prepped as I could. I don't know if the marinating process really helps a ton, but I let it sit for 3 hours, and that seemed to be fine, even with the scores, and just got that plastic wrap on top, and I consolidated everything into one bowl. And then after that, all you really have to do is cook it, and it's super simple. You just get a cooling sheet and put that on top of a cookie sheet, and then you're basically good to go. You just have to make sure your broiler is on high, and you can really coat this as much as you need. Coat the cookie or the cooling rack at least, because these will shrink down a ton. So just fit as much as you can on. And I ended up having to do 2 batches with 6 pounds of chicken thigh, but that worked out pretty well for me. So just pop it in the oven for 10 minutes on one side, and then once that 10 minutes are up, go ahead and yoink them out, and then turn them all over, and then stick them in for another 10 minutes. And on the thighs, that was good for me. I did not have to do any additional baking. One thing you will note is that it is very smoky when you open the oven. So if you are in an apartment, just be aware of that. Or if your fire alarm goes off a lot, then also be aware of that too. Just be ready to wipe all that smoke out. And this is how they look pretty much once they're done. And we will yoink them out here, and then you will flip them all over, as you see, and you want to get that black char on it. That's kind of how you know you're hitting the right point. And oof, there it is. Looks good, tastes delicious. And his recipe, he does use a garlic paste that's also has some ginger in it too. I did not see that at the store, so I just settled with garlic paste, and I do think that the ginger would have added a little bit more tang to it, but I think the only thing I would add is maybe a little bit more salt. But the flavor was pretty on point. It was not too spicy. You definitely got some kick, but it was really a flavorful kick, so nothing too bad there. So really add spices to taste. Don't taste the raw chicken, but you got to guesstimate a little bit in cooking, and you end up with a pretty delish final product. Serve that with some rice, and you're really good to go. And I will leave you to the family's reactions, and this was a fan favorite and super simple, so I'll definitely be cooking this again in the future, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. First impression.
Good, spicy, but not hot.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how much.
What's it supposed to be?
Chicken tandoori. First person taste test. Here
Spicy.
goes.
Spices with I don't know how you say it. Garam masala and
And the red chili.
red chili. Did you happen to compare that, what you bought with what we already had or anything?
I did do a little taste on my finger, and definitely was like a pretty lasting spice on there, so certainly feel it. But, I guess I didn't really do any measurements because the way he said to do it was, well, there were some measurements in the description, but he said he just wanted to put it on to kind of create like a paste. So just some kind of like until you saw enough on there. So.
With the yogurt?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, I've had this in Wisconsin. I feel like I've got a little more of a yogurt tang, but I'm not eating a yogurt tang.
He said you don't super like overboard with. Well, I guess like they use more like a curd kind of a thing than like a Greek yogurt on it. So that's probably
That makes sense. Yeah. Mine is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan.
Well, good. There's a lot of it.